Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, like you just woke up? Did you just wake up, Jason? Holy macaroni. It sounds noisy today. Ah! It sounds very noisy today. There's Glory. Hello, Glory.
Hi.
Hi. There's Gabby's hand. How's Gabby's hand today?
Hi.
Gabby's hand's good. What the heck? Two Spider-Mans again? Why are you guys always wearing the same clothes? How are we supposed to know who you are? It's like, oh, that's Spider-Man and that's Spider-Man. No, that's Spider-Man. No, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man. No, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. What? You wear Spider-Man on Monday and the other one wears Spider-Man on Tuesday. And then we'll still be confused. Well, at least one of you has teeth. Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Emmanuel and Rafael. Rafael. You'll be in our class soon again, I'm sure. All right. Hello, Benicia. Hello, Alien.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hello, Raccoon.
Hello, Trevor.
Hello, Raccoon. All right. Looks like you guys are all just waking up. Sleepyheads. Thursday, the 4th of August. Oh, my God. So that's the 8th. So who do we got here? We got Jason. Nope, Jason's not here. We got Alien is here. Dudley's here. Benicia's here. Glory's here. Gabby's here. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Why didn't we have no?
We had some renovation.
What renovation?
Wiring for internet and problems like that. So we had a lot of technical difficulties last week.
Well, I just go swimming and with my friends, and I didn't like anything.
So what did you do last Thursday?
Thursday or Tuesday?
Thursday. It's Thursday today, so last Thursday when we were supposed to have class.
I swim.
I don't understand.
I went swimming in my apartment.
You went swimming in your apartment? You put the swimming pool in the living room floor?
No, there's 19 floors, and number 1 in the first floor there's a swimming pool, and I meet my friend there.
That's one cool thing about apartments in Jakarta. Almost every apartment building has like multiple swimming pools. It's really, really cool because at least you can go swimming every day if you want. All right. So today we're going to be doing the history of flight. Ha 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 ha. This is an interesting reading today. About the, what are those guys called again? The Will what? What are they called again?
Windmill.
Wright brothers. Well, actually, what are you doing, Glory? Yeah. Orville and Wilbur Wright are the ones who have been credited with creating the first flight for airplanes, invented the airplane. But of course, there's a history of gliders, which are airplanes with no engines before that, and hot air balloons and a few other things. So we're going to read about a lot of people in history today and how we came to invent the airplanes. So it's a very interesting reading. I'm looking forward to that. All right. So everybody ready? Benicia, that's a nice spoon. Dudley, you ready?
I'm not ready.
You ready, Dudley?
No.
Yeah.
Larry, your name is not Dudley. Gabby, you ready? No, you're not ready. Where's your Spider-Man shirt? Why don't you wear the same as your brothers? And tell your dad he should wear a Spider-Man shirt too. Everybody in the house wears a Spider-Man shirt.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, Jason, you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
Okay, good. I delete you.
No, don't.
Benicia, what are you muted for? Are you playing Pokemon?
No, my brother is making a loud noise.
Tell your mom to go play outside.
Brother,
Oh, your brother. Go tell your brother to climb a tree.
can't climb trees.
And there are no trees in your
He's
apartment
playing
building.
a phone. He's playing a phone.
Alien, you ready?
Oh.
Glory, are you done dancing?
What?
Are you done dancing?
What? I'm not dancing.
You're not dancing. You're doing something because you're moving all over the place.
In her
Where? Can I mute? There's a loud noise from.
No. Jason, where is Gabby?
in her house.
Where's her house?
I don't know.
What country?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Who remembers where Gabby is? Gabrielle.
I don't know who is Gabby.
Gabrielle H. Dixon.
Philippines.
Her middle name is Hee Hee Ha Ha. Gabrielle Hee Hee Ha Ha Dixon.
Philippines.
Where? Yeah, Philippines. That's right, Alien. She's from the Philippines. So we have 2 Indonesians, 1 Filipino, and 4 little monster boys from Vietnam. 3 little monster boys from Vietnam. And 3 a girl. Okay. All right, let's get started. We have got Gabby and Alien tied with 2 wins apiece, and Gabby has 1. So that means 4 heads did not get a point yet. That means Dudley didn't get a point yet. It means Glory didn't get a point yet. What is going on around here anyway? Unbelievable. So, as I said, the history of flight. That's me when I was a little boy.
No, that's not you.
That's me when I was a little boy.
No.
I had to build airplanes.
No. That doesn't even look at you.
What?
You don't have muscles. You don't have muscles or tattoos.
He don't have tattoos and he don't have muscles yet. What are you talking about?
He has a tattoo in his arm, remember?
Where does he have a tattoo in his arm?
Yeah, right there.
He doesn't have a tattoo. You're blind.
No, I'm not.
Does anybody see a tattoo on that boy?
See?
Where? Where is his
Yeah.
tattoo?
Yeah.
There. Right there or there? Over there.
I need to talk to my brother.
He doesn't have a tattoo. Unbelievable. First one today is going to be... It's not a body.
The bone. The blood. Beef.
Body.
On this softer.
Yeah.
On it.
Muscle. Bone. Beef.
What did you say, Dudley?
Muscle.
Muscles?
Will have to talk.
It's not an alien.
Muscles. Is it muscles? Muscles.
No.
Is it blood? Is it blood?
It's not an alien. Being, relating to, belonging to a person or people as what? As opposed to animals. But people are animals too, actually. But what kind of species are we? We're not orangutans.
We're
We're not horses.
Humans?
Humans. Yeah. Humans. It's a human being. Sheesh. That was a lot
That
of
was a
guess.
human?
It's a human. We are humans.
Why did you show the inside of a body human?
Just to make sure you knew it wasn't an android.
Hey,
To confuse you. Yeah, the human body is composed of about 60% water. But that's not true, actually. We don't have 60% of our body is water. We have
70%.
liquids in our body. No, it's not. That's a myth. That's not true at all. I watched a big documentary on that one night here before I went to bed a few months ago. And it was kind of like busting the myth of like, you know, you hear it all the time, even when I was a kid. Oh, your body is like 70% water or 80% water or 90% water. And it's not true at all. There is fluid throughout our body, different kinds of fluids and liquids, but blood is not water. And we have muscle, we have bones, we have organs, we have all kinds of things, but we don't have no 50 or 60% water. I don't remember what it actually was, so I'm not gonna say I know, but it was like actual water in our body is like less than 10% from what I remember. You know, you can go ahead, find water in your body. You know, we can produce sweat, we can produce water, but the statement that our body is, 60, 70, 80% water is not true. Just so you know. That's a scientist who said that, not me. But I believe the scientist because his evidence made a lot of sense to me. All right. So human. We are humanoid. We are humans. Yes, that's right. The Red Cross primary concern is to preserve and protect human life. You guys should all take a first aid course like this.
What did you say? What did you say? Did you say?
This is like a first aid course. And
You said the what?
Yeah, what? Oh, I said that's a human.
Human what?
A human body. Human being. Human life. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Hot air balloon.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Venetia's on fire. She's on fire.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a hot air balloon?
Yes.
Yeah? Where?
Wow.
I don't remember.
You were on a hot air balloon and you don't remember where?
I don't remember. I just saw a hot air balloon and I ride it.
Uh-huh. You were obviously in Indonesia somewhere. But you don't remember where. What about Jason? Have you ever been in a hot air balloon?
No.
Do you want to go in one?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you think a big plastic ball, rubber ball, is carrying you hundreds of feet in the air and you've got a big fire underneath it. That kind of sounds like a recipe for disaster. And as we'll read, there have been many disasters with hot air balloons and
You mean like maybe what if the accident is like this? You ride a hot air balloon and then you saw a bird and the bird popped the balloon.
yeah, exactly. Could be very, very bad. But it is popular, especially in the Western countries. Like back home in Canada, I've seen people up in hot air balloons and groups of them, like hundreds of them in the skies all at the same time. It's quite the hobby for some people, but quite a lot of people, quite a few, do hot air ballooning. Yeah. My mother and I think my brother were in a hot air balloon once, but I've never been in one. But yeah, hot air balloon. Anybody here ever been in a hot air balloon besides Benicia?
I haven't been in a hot air balloon.
I haven't been in a hot air balloon. Not yet. Maybe someday.
No.
No? Who wants to go in a hot air balloon?
No. Not me.
Gabby, you want to go in a hot air balloon?
No.
No, why not? Are you scared of heights?
Yeah. Maybe
Yes.
they have phobia.
Yeah, well, if you're afraid of heights, it might not be a good idea to go in a hot air balloon. That could be a little bit scary. No more Jason.
Why did you delete it?
Because he's muted and he's not even on the screen.
Century.
Century. That's right, Alien.
Actually,
Century. So Alien is on the board now. A century, a period of 100 years. That's why we say in the 5th century or the 13th century or like now. What century are we in now?
I don't know.
No? Take a guess. What century do we live in right now?
Modern.
20.
Or century? A modern century? No. Every new century would be the modern century.
22nd century.
22nd century? Close, but no. You guys remember how we calculate centuries? Gabby, you don't know? What century we live in right now? Jason, if you keep muting and hiding, I'm going to delete you permanently. Stop hiding. What are you doing? Eating fried chicken again?
No.
You look like one of those little sea urchins.
What's the urchins? You mean
Oh, the little spiky ball. Yeah,
that lives underwater?
that's right. That's what Jason looks like.
What if you touch it? What will happen? You turn into a whale? The urchin?
I've been told to be careful not to step on them. I don't know why. Maybe Gabby knows why. Why do they say you should be careful when you're in the Philippines when you're walking in the water? You could step on a sea urchin. Are they I know they're spiny, so they can actually stab you and hurt you. You live next to the water.
Because they sting a lot.
They sting.
Really, no.
So if you step on one, they'll sting you. Are they dangerous?
No.
But they hurt.
Sting a lot.
They sting a lot. So like a jellyfish. except for the box jellyfish. You don't want to get stung by those guys.
What's box jellyfish?
Box jellyfish has very long tentacles, but it can kill you. Okay, nobody knows what century we live in now. Dudley, really? You don't know?
Alien says 22.
No, it's not the 22nd century. No.
21.
21. So how do we say that? 20?
21.
21s? How do we change that into an ordinal number with the ST?
21st.
21st. That's right. It's the 21st century. Because in 2000, 20 centuries have passed. So we are now 22 years into the 21st century. You will spend the rest of your lives in the 21st century. Yeah. All right. Some of you might see the 22nd century if you're lucky and very healthy. Who is that? Glory, was that your grandmother? Who is that? Glory? Your mother? Your grandmother, I mean?
What?
Who was behind you?
No one.
Someone was behind you. I saw them.
What?
I'm saying someone was behind you. Who was it?
There was nothing. There's a TV behind Glory.
No, there was someone behind her a minute ago. All right, so you know what 100 years means, right? We use it to describe the centuries we live in. We use it to describe a 100-year period. What do we call 10 years? We've had this word before. Do you remember?
No.
10 years is 22nd century alien. Yeah, now 21st century. 10 years is called a decade. 10 years is called a decade. So let's try saying both of those, Glory. 10 years is a decade. 100 years is a century. Sorry, Glory.
What?
What do you mean what? Okay, never mind. Jason, 10 years is a decade is 10 years. A century is 100 years. Decade.
Decade is 10 years and
years. 10 years.
Century is 100 years.
Yeah. You could say 100 years or 100 years. Both the same. Benicia?
Yeah.
A decade is 10 years. Century is 100 years.
A decade is 10 years. Centuries is 100 years.
100 years. That's right. Alien. A decade is 10 years. A century is 100 years.
A decade is
Decade
is 10 years.
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 Yeah.
Century is 100 years.
Yeah, Dudley. A decade is 10 years. A century is 100 years.
Decade is 10 years.
10 years. Years.
Century is 100 years.
Century is 100 years. Gabby, a decade is 10 years and a century is 100 years.
A decade is 10 years and a century is 100 years.
Yeehaw! What's 1,000 years?
I said 100, not 1,000.
What's 1,000 years? Anybody know?
No.
No.
Millennium. Oh, we won't worry about that today. All right, what do we got here?
Plane.
Aeroplane.
Flight.
Aeroplane.
Flight.
It is not an airplane.
What?
It has no engine.
Jet. Jet.
Not a jet. Not a flight. Nope. This was invented before the motorized airplane.
Helicopter.
Oh, someone. Gabby, what? Yeah, say it one more time. Glider, yeah.
Glider.
I gave you this answer at the beginning of the class when I said the history of flight. First, they invented gliders. It was
Not
later.
pilot.
Oh yeah, no, people have gliders and you can fly in it, but it's an aircraft without an engine that flies by using its long fixed wings to ride the air currents. Do you ever see a bird sometimes? They're already up in the sky, they're already in the air current,
Yes.
and
a
they're
bird
not
poop
flapping
me.
their arms, they're just soaring.
Oh yeah, I see one, and then they poop me.
Oh my God. And they're just gliding in the air, right? They're just following the wind currents. And they're using their wings to adjust to go up and down. And we can do the same thing with gliders. It's called gliding. Now you need a plane to help you go up into the sky, of course. But once you're up there, you see this guy? He's flipping around doing all kinds of things. But there's no engine in that plane. And that's why they call it a glider, not a plane.
What if there's no wind? And what if there was wind and then the wind stopped? Will it fall?
Well, they won't stall. There's no engine. No engine at all.
So they'll fall?
Well, the thing is, it's the laws of physics. Who got that? Was Gabby. Let me get the point down here first. All right, so you gotta think of it like this. You know when you make a paper airplane? You make a paper airplane and then you throw it across the room? Yeah? Did you ever see a paper airplane glide in the air and then just, there's no air, and then it just went flat down? No.
No.
There's always enough air to be able to glide, is what they call, right? To glide. But if there isn't a strong wind current, then maybe you're going to have to start coming down and land. But you'll always be able to move forward because of momentum. But if you have a good windy day and if the currents are good, you can do tricks like this guy and fly around and go up and down. But no, you're not going to fall out of the sky.
I thought
Now,
you had
if
to
you're-
use a parachute.
If your wings fall off, that's a different story. Then you become a torpedo. Glider. Who are the people that sit in the plane? Get in the taxi. The people. What do you call the people?
We had this before.
Englishman.
What's that, alien?
Englishman.
Englishman?
Passengers.
Passengers! Gabby! The people who ride. The person who is traveling in a vehicle but is not driving it, flying it, or working on it. You pay to go on. Well, I mean, maybe you don't pay to get in the car. That's why they call it the passenger seat. Passenger. Oh my God. Benisha's little brother is eating Benisha. The little brother turned into a zombie. He's eating Benisha's arm off. He thinks that she is a chicken wing.
I am not the chicken wing. He's
Yeah, you-
asking me if it's yes or not.
Tell that to your brother. Your brother thinks you're a chicken wing. He's trying to eat you. See, look at him. It's like a zombie attack. Unbelievable. All right. Passengers or a passenger. Yeah, if you get in a taxi, even if your mom and dad driving the car and you go with them, you're in the passenger seat if you're not driving. Passenger. Jason,
Passenger.
what the macaroni are you doing? Fix your camera.
A car.
Engine. Machine.
Engine.
Alien?
Engine.
Yeah.
Machine.
Engine.
Yeah. No, you're right, Gabby, but the alien said it first. He said engine. You did get it, but alien got it. He said it first. An engine. Yes. What's another word for an engine?
Engine. Engine.
What's another word for an engine?
Machine.
Machine. Yeah, well, it is a machine, but engines are specific, right?
Motor.
Motor. That's right. That's right. Other people, we can call it a motor too. Yeah, the motor's in bad shape. The engine. The engine of a car. Well, any machine built to provide power, like horsepower, to a plane, to a bus, ships now, of course, without sails, cars, we call them engines. And they have pistons. You see those things shooting up and down? Now, you could have on some of your little motorcycles, you could have a 1-stroke engine or a 2-stroke engine or a 4-stroke engine or a 6-stroke engine. And you even have something that's called a V8, which has 8 pistons. And the more pistons you have, the more power you can give it. So it becomes a stronger engine. Yeah. But nowadays, I don't even know what an engine looks like. It's modern day engines. When I was young, I used to actually be able to work on my engine, my cars. Not anymore. Now you need a computer to plug it in, and oh my God. Things have changed a lot. So we got a 2-2-2 tie. And we got a 0-0-0 tie. What? Jason, Glory, and Dudley are tied at 0. What a race we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Alien, Benicia, and Gabby are tied at 2. Let's see if anybody
How
can
about Alien?
Alien's got 2. Alien, Benicia, and Gabby have 2. Jason, Glory, and Dudley are all tied at 0. Now, I don't think you'll know what this is, but
A bird. That's not a bird.
Dogs play.
That was a long time ago before airplanes.
I will explain. 5,
A flying bird.
4,
An airplane bird.
3,
Don't understand? Give us.
2,
Agree.
1.
Okay.
Bah. Okay. Well, I have to put this word in because it's in our reading.
Ornithopter.
Yeah. Ornithopter. Ornithopter. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ornithopter. Thopter. Yeah. Now by the laws of physics, it doesn't work. That's what I understand. So I'll tell you what I know about this. And if you're interested, then you can, of course, Google it a little bit yourself. But since thousands of years, people have watched the birds and everything, and people have always wanted to fly. I know when I was a kid, I wanted to fly. But of course, we're not built to fly. Even if you put wings on you, we don't have the arm strength to be able to carry our heavy bodies, and we don't have a tail that can guide us when we're flying. But birds have always been the inspiration. How can we copy a bird, right? Because if you look at a bird, you have the 2 wings, right? You have the pointy front. You have the birds always have a tail. And at the back, they can move their tail around to help give direction. And they flip their wings from up and down to go up, to go down. And we did. An airplane works by the laws of physics, work pretty much the same as a bird. But we use jet power to thrust, to push us into the air, where the birds can flap to produce thrust to get into the air. And they only weigh like 1 kilo. So they don't need a lot of power to carry 1 kilo, right? Even us, enough balloons can carry us around.
What about that? The aeroplane was built a long time ago, right?
Well,
Sorry, I got a mute. My little brother is going crazy.
Tanisha, you should really get your brother to go play in another room or something. He's becoming very distracting, not just to you, but to the class.
Oh, I know.
So these ornithopters, there have been drawings about it. Many people have tried to create similar like planes. Yeah, and if you Google it, you'll see old videos of people trying to fly. But it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's too much movement. As far as I know, they've never been able to create one successfully. But it was one of the first ideas because at the time, nobody thought of engines, I guess. I don't even know when the engine was invented, but I'm guessing there weren't too many engines. Well, no, there had to be. They had the steam engines. Not sure. But yeah, this is not physically possible to have a machine that flaps and flies, as far as I know. But it was one of the first ideas of how to fly because it's what the birds do. Ornithopter. Like I said, it's not a word I suspect you will remember, but at least you know there is such a thing and such an idea.
Oil.
Not oil.
Gas.
Not gas.
Gasoline.
What did you say, Glory? Glory?
Gas.
No, not gas.
Glory.
Oil.
Gasoline.
No, not gas. But what are all of them? Gasoline, petrol, oil, fuel. Yeah,
Petroleum.
they're all different kinds of fuel. Gabby.
Yeah.
They're all fuels. Lighter fluid is a fuel too. All these kinds of gases that burn that can make engines move, make things move. They call it jet fuel, specifically high octane kind of fuel they use for jet planes. Yeah. Fuel. A substance such as oil or gas that can be used to provide heat or power, usually by burning it. Big industry. Fuel is what all of the different ones, the family, we call it fuel. Fuel of one point or another. Even for lanterns, fuel. Lighters, fuel. All right. 322-000. What? All right. Now there's 3 different ways of saying this.
Discuss. Drinking. First class.
What was that, Benicia?
First class.
Yeah, first class. But there's 3 different ones. First class and
Class. Business class.
yeah, business class is what I'm looking for.
Economy.
And
Economy class.
economy
Right.
class. Now, I'm not going to give anybody a point on this one because it's hard to show the differences. I mean, in an economy class, that's where most of us fly, right? The cheaper version, and there's lots of small seats. Everybody sits together. It's not quite as comfortable. And then after the economy class, then you have a business class. And the business class, it might have a pull-out desk or something. Maybe even a power pack for your laptop. I'm not sure. I've never been in business class or anything. And then there's first class, usually for the rich people or the well-off people. And that's a lot more comfortable, where your chair could turn into a bed, and maybe it's very, very luxurious and more space, and maybe nice leather chairs in first class. So that's even more expensive. But then this is where I will give a point. These 2 are not in a normal plane. What kind of plane would you call the plane they are in right now?
A private jet.
A private jet.
Airplane.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to give that to Benicia. Yeah, then there is the next level. You're so rich you can afford to buy your own plane. And that's where you have an actual bedroom, and you maybe even have a kitchen. I don't know what they have in private jets these days. But you have sofas and once you have a private once you have a private jet,
I
things are
saw a
very, very
private
different.
jet before in a film. It cost $50,000.
$50,000. I'll buy one. More like $50 million.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, very expensive. I mean, you can buy some private jets for a few $1,000,000. That's true. Some jets are up in the 100 million range, and they go up. But nonetheless, they are very beautiful and very comfortable and very fast and very convenient if you're very rich. So we have economy class, business class.
Did I get a point?
Yes.
No.
First class. And then beyond that, we have private jets. And you can rent private jets. I think $10,000 or $20,000 you could rent a private jet.
You can buy a house with that money.
Oh, I don't know what house you'd buy for $10,000 or $20,000, but maybe, depending where. All right. So there's different classes. And then you have Air Force One, which would be another level altogether. The president's plane. Or Donald Trump's plane. He bought a Boeing 747, an actual passenger plane. He bought it, and he took all the seats and everything out of it, and he built a private jet out of a huge airliner plane. So that's got to be pretty amazing too. His Trump jet. Yeah. That would be like a mansion, I'm sure, inside that. Can you imagine? You've been in big planes before? And you have like 100 people in there or more, 300, 200, 300 people. He bought a plane like that, took everything out and redesigned it and made a home inside that plane. So that I would love to take a tour inside Donald Trump's private jet.
Machine.
Yeah. Machines.
Yeah.
Machines.
How many more to go? How many more?
We've done 10. We have 10 more. Machines. Yeah. Anything that is motorized like this, right? A piece of equipment with moving parts that use power to do a particular type of job. Your computer is a machine. Your handphone's a machine. Your car is a machine. Your washing machine. Factory machines. Technically, I think even a clock is a machine. Yeah. They're all machines.
Airplane.
Well, I wouldn't put airplane in there, but what are they checking on the board? You know,
Flight.
Yeah.
Who get it? Who got it?
I think Benicia said it first, but I heard Glory and Alien too. Any arguments there? You said it first, huh?
Yeah.
Alien, who did you hear first? Who said flight first?
I said fly.
Yeah, you all said it. I think Benicia said it first, but again, you guys were talking over top of each other, so it's difficult sometimes to know who said it first. Gabby, did you hear who said it first?
I think.
No, not think. Do you know who said it first?
No.
No, Dudley?
No.
Jason?
Jason.
I'm not gonna give any points here. We'll just see if there's a tie like at the end, then I'll double check with the recording. I think Benicia said it first, but Glory said she did. So we'll check later if it makes any difference in the final score. All right. So where do planes flight? Yeah, flight is what you do when you're in the air and you're traveling. You are on a flight. Right? Flight.
I like flight.
You check your flight numbers.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. So where do you land and where do you take off?
Airlane.
In a road.
On the road? No.
Land.
Where do you land? Where do you take off? Where do you
In a street.
It's not a road.
In a street.
It's not a street. Can you imagine trying to land the plane with all the cars?
Flight road.
Station. Nope.
Flight plane.
Airline.
Airline? No, that's the company.
Airplane road.
Airplane road. It's what it is, but that's not what we call it.
Park.
Street.
Park. A street? Nope.
A station.
Nope.
Airport.
Airfield.
Airfield. Who said that?
Dudley.
Dudley is finally on the board. He may not have to do sentences first.
Huh?
It's called a runway. Funny though. Maybe they should have called it a airway or a planeway or a wingway, but a runway. Yeah, they call it a runway. That's where the
maybe
planes.
because the plane is running away.
Maybe he is when he's taking off. Yeah, running away, taking off. It's called a runway. That's where the planes land and where they take off from. Runways. Yeah. Runways. It's like a railway.
What's that other runway? Right there.
On the side here?
Yeah.
Well, that's a road because that's for cars and trucks probably to come and refuel or to bring the baggage and luggage to the planes.
Okay.
But this is the runway.
Seats.
The cheap way to fly. We talked about it earlier.
Economy class.
What, Jason?
Economy class.
Economy class. Yeah, Alien, you said that earlier. Jason ties Dudley. Glory, what's going on?
Why are you screwing me?
Yeah, this is the economy class where you have like 9 people in one row. Not as comfortable. If you're big, it's very uncomfortable. Yeah. Economy class.
Is it expensive?
Well, most
No.
flying is expensive, but economy is the cheapest. Right? Remember, economy, business, first class, private. So, economy is the cheapest way to fly.
Do you want to buy the expensivest one ever and it's comfy, or do you want to buy a cheap one but it's not comfy? Which one do you want?
Well, it's about your income. What are you doing, Glory? Are you on a bus or something?
Ah,
Are you like on a bus or something?
no.
Why are you moving around so much? It's really about income, Benicia. It's what you can afford, right? I mean,
What is ton?
income is the money you make, how wealthy you are, how rich you are. Well, rich and wealthy are a little bit different. Rich just means you make good money and you act a rich life, but wealthy means you have good investments, you have properties. You don't really have to work. The money works for you. You're in a much better position. So everybody wants to be wealthy.
Wealth is healthy.
Well, it depends on who is wealthy, because it depends on. And that is Glory singing and dancing. Glory, you're making a lot of noise. You have to understand something about money. All right, there are a lot of rules and laws, and don't get me wrong, I have not mastered any of them, but I do know a couple of things. Money's not what's going to bring you the happiness, but money is like a vehicle. It will make life a lot easier. Well, if you have money, you can afford your own home. You're not wasting it in an apartment or paying rent. If you have money, you can pay for medical expenses when someone gets sick, right? Because in many places you have to pay. It can pay for a better education. But it doesn't make you a good or bad person. If you're a good person and you have more money and more wealth, you'll probably do good things, not only for yourself, but for other people, your community. But if you're a bad person and you get money, it's not going to make you a good person. You're probably just going to be a worse person.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're a bad person, you're a bad person. It doesn't matter if you have $1, $100, or $1 million. If you're bad, you're bad. If you're good, you're good. Right? So it's not about the person.
I watch lots of films, and when they have lots and lots of money, they turn in bad.
Well, that happens too. Everybody's individual. Sometimes money can corrupt people. We have that around our world. People who have authority in certain places and they take advantage of it to put money in their own pockets. That's one of the facts of life that you'll all have to deal with as you get older. and we'll all become individual people. Some will be good, some will be bad, some will be neutral. It's up to you. That's why it's important to educate yourself as much as possible about not just school, but everything around the world. In my understanding, it's usually the people who are most educated who are the most successful in everything: relationships, families, business. So it's important to educate yourself and understand how things work and how people work. But of course, having money is very important because it can help provide for family and hospitals and schooling. And if you don't have any money, it's rough. It's very rough if you're always trying to pay bills and you're always struggling to buy good food. That's the other thing too. If you're financially well off, you're probably going to be able to afford to eat better. Where if you're poor, you've got to eat all the cheap stuff, and the processed food and the chemicals. So there's definitely advantages to have money. Now, how you want to fly is up to you. If you can afford it and you want to fly first class, then do it. If I was very, very wealthy, I probably would want to have my own private jet because I don't like crowds. I don't like public transportation. I'd rather walk than take a bus.
Huh? You walk?
Depending on the distance, I would rather walk
What if it's
a few miles than take a bus.
What if it's 500 miles?
Well, then that's different. I don't have a choice. I wish I had a private jet. Okay, read the definition here.
After months of looking,
And
Yeah. Finally, she finally got the job, right? At the end of a long series of events or actions, at the end of something, finally graduated from university,
Who got
finally
it?
solved the problem. It was Jason, Foreheads, Fluffy Puffy. Yeah, so after months of looking, she finally found a job. See, she's all happy now. She's got a job. A job. Jobs are traps. Build your own business.
What do you mean? Jobs are traps?
I'm not having that conversation with a bunch of 10-year-olds. Nope. Finally, we got to vocab 15.
Just finally.
Finally, Jason got it. All right. So this one here, we've talked a lot about planes and passengers and economy class and ornithopters, and we talked about hot air balloons and people and passengers, fuel. Where do the pilots sit?
first class.
No.
No, the pilot sits on the controller.
Wow, where are all the controls? Where do the pilots sit?
It's in the front of the aeroplane.
Yeah, but it's called something. What?
Cockpit.
Yeah, that's right. Dudley, say it one more time.
It's a cockpit.
It's called the cockpit. The cockpit is the front cone area where the pilots sit to fly the plane, to control everything.
Who is in the lead?
Yeah, well, Dudley now has... Where is Dudley? Oh, there's Dudley. Dudley's got 2. Jason's got 2. And you guys are tied at 3 still. Gabby 3, Benicia 3, and Alien 3. And we only have 5 words left. Woo-hoo. All right. So we have the pilots we're pilots. They work on a plane and they work in the cockpit. What about the ones who serve you and help you?
I know it's in it.
Gabby?
Flight attendant.
Correct. Flight attendant.
I only
Flight
know in
attendant?
Indonesian.
Well, that doesn't help you in English. Flight attendant. Before, I believe they were called stewardesses. But now, to be politically correct, we call them flight attendants. My mother was a flight attendant. But in Canada, my mother was a flight attendant when I was born, when I was very young. No, before I was born, in the 60s. But back then in Canada, a flight attendant, a woman, which was really unfair. But if you got married, you had to quit your job. You weren't allowed to be a flight attendant anymore. So she was a flight attendant until she married my father. But when she got married, she had to leave the airlines. It was frowned upon in the 50s and 60s in some
How
countries.
old was your father when your father married her?
Yeah, let me think. I think my dad was 25 and my mom was 24 at that time. I think 25 and 24. I think my dad was.
Really?
Yeah.
That
I
was
think so.
like almost like a teenager. After a teenager learned to drive.
Well, 50 years ago and before, even like especially like 100 years ago and even earlier. I won't go too far back, but basically, people used to have bigger families and they would have children in their 20s a lot more. But now for many reasons, again, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but for many reasons and equal rights and women being bigger in the workforce now, things like that, along with a few other reasons, people tend to have children older now. A lot of people don't wait. There are a lot of people wait until they're in their 30s before they have a child. And a lot of people tend to only have one or two children now. So that's kind of another myth too. There are only a few countries where there's more birth than there is people, like for the birth rates. And some people say that, oh, we're going to hit 12 billion people and 15 billion people and the world's coming to an end because there's too many people. That's not true. We're going to start seeing a decline in population. There are some countries who are having lots of babies. That's true. But overall, the population is going to start going down over the next decade or two. Because a lot of countries are only having like one baby per family. So a lot of information there to talk about. But yeah, don't wait too late. When you have your family, have a family, have a couple of kids. It's a lot better. It's harder for one kid to grow up too, because they don't socialize as much. They don't have people to play with as much. They also sometimes get spoiled too much, and that's a big problem too. If the kids get everything they want all the time, they don't learn how to do things for themselves. So a rule of thumb is good rule of thumb is to have a couple of children. But anyway, you guys will deal with that in another 15, 20 years. Flight attendant, that was Gabby who got that point. Right. So now Gabby has a 1 point lead.
Sail.
What is she wearing?
Swimming and life.
What kind?
Floaty.
It's not a
Life
life jacket. It's a life.
Is that
Life
float?
Lifeguard.
Lifeguard.
Gabby, do you know it? It's not a life jacket. It's a life.
Guard.
Life
Jacket.
What do you call it when you have no
Life
arms?
balloon. Life balloon.
Life jacket.
life buoy.
Cork.
Lifeguard.
Yeah, Gabby.
Oh.
It's called the life vest. It has no arms.
Oh,
Some
come
people-
on.
Some people do. Well, even if it was called a life jacket, which some people do call it that, Gabby would have still got the point because she said life jacket first. But I'm not 100% sure if that's officially, but as far as I know, I think a life jacket is a life vest, I believe is what they call it on the airlines. But people do call it a life jacket too. That is true. For sure. So if you say life vest or life jacket, you would be right. Gabby's got a 2-point lead.
Passport.
And
Fortune.
Kid.
It.
yeah, Dudley. Say it again, Dudley.
Ticket.
Tickets.
Oh.
Passport. Tickets. Your airline tickets, your concert tickets, your bus tickets, your ferry tickets. Tickets. Right, Jason?
No.
These aren't tickets?
Those are tickets.
They are tickets. All right. So what do we got here?
Oh.
2 words left.
So who's gonna
And Gabby has got a 2-point lead.
lead? Come on.
So unless Benicia gets the last 2 or Alien gets the last 2, Gabby's going to win
How?
because she's already got 2-point lead and there's only 2 words left.
So nothing can stop her?
Well, no, you have to get both. So you have 5 points to tie her. Then nobody wins. Or Alien has to have both in order to tie her. But if anybody else gets it or Gabby gets one, then it's over. But these 2 are tough. I don't know if you'll know these words. Now, I call this one like a luggage belt or a conveyor belt when we're talking about airports. But apparently,
Oh no, it's locked out.
this is also something that goes
I don't know. A spinner?
especially the horse one. I want to take a ride on the
House riding.
Spinner?
spinner ride, horse riding. No, no.
I want to.
Starts with a C.
Ow. Hard wheel?
What? CAR.
R.
Care.
Character.
Five.
Traveling?
Yeah, Alien, you got it. Carousel. It's called a carousel. I've never heard anybody at the airport called a luggage belt. Ever heard anybody call that a carousel before? But apparently that's a carousel too in some countries. Carousel to me has always been the circus ride, the horses going around and round.
One word left.
1 word left. And a very
I need to
interesting
go
story about
home.
this one too.
Go home.
So if Alien wins, nobody wins today. It'll be a tie.
Oh.
Anybody else gets the point, Gabby wins.
Oh man.
Now, I have some information to give you about this last picture about a historical event, which is something you guys clearly do not get enough in school. So I will tell you about it myself.
I can only see carousel.
Yeah, no, it's coming. I'm just getting some information up here so I can give you some history education today. Here it is. All right. Now I'm going to tell you a story about the Hindenburg disaster after, but first you got to tell me what it is.
Aircraft. No.
It is a form of an aircraft.
Airship.
An engine? Egypt?
No, airship.
Airship. Some people call it an airship, but no. Another word. Only 5 letters. Starts with a B.
Oh.
Answer.
It's not a bada bing, a bada boom.
Yeah. I can't.
Even though that one went boom.
Mm,
BL.
Blue. Balloon?
Blood? No.
Balloon.
Bubble.
5.
London? Alien says London.
4.
I give up.
What? What? 3.
Why are you using something? I can't.
2.
Why?
1.
Why?
Any last guesses?
Nope.
Why?
Bang. Gabby wins today.
Left? What's the left?
Gabby is the winner. That's Gabby won twice in a twice in a row. Boom, boom, boom. 5 for Gabby. So she takes a 3-2-1 lead. Okay. No, you are correct. Some people do call this an airship, But it is mostly referred to, as far as I know, as a blimp. And it's one of the first passenger airships that actually transported people.
Why
And
is the other blimp like on fire?
Yeah, well, all right. So now first we have to go back here and give you a time frame of when the actual plane was invented. Where the heck was it again here? All right, it was 1903. Orville flew their airplane. 1903, so 100 and almost 120 years ago. And I'm trying to remember the first transatlantic, meaning the first time someone flew over the Atlantic Ocean, was 1927 or 28, 1920s. So this was another form. This actual blimp, the one that's on fire down here, this is called the Hindenburg. I believe it was a German.
Trevor,
Yes.
I gotta go.
Okay. You coming back for? You got to go like for good, or you're
5
coming
minutes.
back?
1 minute.
Okay. I believe the Hindenburg was German. I'm sure it was German, to tell you the truth. The Hindenburg disaster was an airship accident that occurred May 6, 1937. So we were already flying in planes by this point. Township, New Jersey. So this blimp, from what I understand, this airship, German passengers, yeah. Hindenburg caught fire, was destroyed during an attempt to dock. And they say dock because it drops cables, and then they tie it up like a big boat, and then they pull it down. And this was a big disaster. There was how many people? Now, surprisingly, and you can go to Google and see all kinds of these videos. There's lots of videos of this accident. So this blimp came across from Germany, across the Atlantic Ocean, and it was landing just next to New York, a place called New Jersey. But just as it was going to land and it was dropping its cables, its moorings, I guess what you would call it, to bring the ship down, there were 97 passengers and crew on the blimp underneath. You see that box underneath here? I'm guessing it was a lot bigger on the Hindenburg here. And all the people would sit in there. And this is filled with hydrogen and helium and whatever chemicals they use because it's lighter and it floats in the air. And then they have like big fans on the side to guide the balloon. Which again, you could see in another one. So as it was being pulled in and landing in New Jersey, USA, there was a leak of the hydrogen, and it's very highly flammable. And it was electrostatic. A spark happened, and it just turned the whole blimp. You can see the picture here, just into a big fireball. And from the little spark to it crashing, everything was done in less than 30 seconds. That's how fast it burnt up. And surprising, I can't imagine how, but 62 people did survive. 62 people did survive. That's pretty good considering when you look at that.
People survive, but how?
I don't know. I didn't read enough about it, but I guess there were people jumping out as well. Yeah, when they were trying to land and the fire started, people were jumping out of the windows. You can research it on Google. But anyway, that's what they said. 97 passengers and crew, 62 people survived. So there were 36 people, unfortunately, who died. Yeah. So anyway, that's a little history, a true event that happened about almost 100 years ago, 1937. The Hindenburg was the name of that blimp, that airship. True. All right, we're done.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, and goodbye,
Hi.
Gabby, right?
Bye, Gabby. Good job. So Glory might have gotten the point earlier. We're not sure. But in the end, it really didn't matter because Jason had 2 points and Dudley had 3. So Glory will be first today.
So Glory is first.
Glory 1, Jason 2, Dudley 3. And then we'll give it to Benicia 3. So Benicia will be 4. Alien will be 5. Will be the last one because Gabby's gone.
Okay. So Glory, the first one, human. It can be noun, it can be adjective. So what's an example? We are aliens. Are we aliens?
Huh?
No, alien. Said that no. So who are we? Glory?
We are an animal.
We are.
Animal.
Yeah, too, but
To
we have-
somebody, we're an alien on another planet. We are aliens to someone from on another planet, but not,
Yeah.
not to
but
this
not
planet.
in our Earth, right? So what is your example with human, Glory?
How are humans different from something else?
Okay, just say that we are human, right? It can be an example. Oh, actually, we already made an example in our video that the human body is composed of about 60% water. Mr. Trevor said that liquid, right? We don't say water. All right. So we have to move on here. Jason, number 2. Hot air balloon.
I don't want to be on a hot air balloon.
Okay. In. Yeah, I think maybe it's just it's not too high. Who knows? If we know that it's safe, maybe we'll try. All right. I don't want. Dudley, number 3, century. Unmute everybody.
Before century, we have a cost.
Pardon? What an example with century?
Before century, we have a cost.
Like we
Yeah,
created car 1 century ago,
yeah.
like 100 years ago. I'm not sure about the information, but yeah, a century is just 100 years. Okay, all right. But yes, if 100 years or a century ago, so it must be in the past. So we created. Benicia, number 4, glider.
What? Glider?
Yeah, number 4. Yeah, it can be verb, like the action, it can be
What was glider?
glider. Remember that the thing that can fly but without engines.
Oh,
Remember?
you mean like the one that likes the bird?
No, that is a little bit different. But this one is without energy.
You mean the
without
one that
engine? Sorry.
that flies with the wind?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never
Like
saw
with
a glider before.
long wings, right? And no engine.
I haven't saw a glider before,
I haven't got a glider before. No, not yet.
and I won't dare to ride it anymore.
Yeah. Alien, number 5, passenger.
The airlines has served other passengers very well.
So passengers very well. Okay. Number 6, back to Glory. Engine.
I have an engine in my car.
You have an engine in your car. Okay. Or my car has a strong engine. Jason, number 7. So this one is like a bird, right? Ornithopter. Ornithopter.
I want to be on an ornithopter.
Ornithopter. So like a bird. I want to be on. The next one here for Dudley, fuel. Everything, gas,
The
Or
fuel is very expensive.
make it clearly, then I can hear. You know that I'm old. So what's an example? Fuel.
This year the fuel is very
This fuel is very
expensive.
expensive. Yeah, especially now, it's much more expensive than before. Yeah, fuel, general, like a gas for bikes or cars, very, very expensive now. Benicia number 9, business class. It's talking about the ticket, right? Seat.
My dad never gone to a business class before.
You mean like my dad never bought
A business
a
class.
business class ticket before? Okay. Alien. Number 10, machine.
We will
Do you have any machines in the house?
my phone.
Yes, of course, right? We are not
Of course.
Amish. Okay, so what's your example with machine?
We will recycle these
Recycle. Recycle the machines. We will recycle the machines in the future. Properly, like take them apart, right? Okay. The next one here, back to glory, flight. Of course, you know flight. Of course.
I like to go. I like to go in a flight.
Okay, in a flight.
In a flight.
Then say that I have the flight from like this city to the other city, but not really sure. I want to be in a flight, like a plane.
I never been to a flight.
You mean like on plane, by plane? You have never gone anywhere by plane? That you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so but it's journey. Flight here is journeys. Never forget my first. So can we say that I want to be in a flight? No, I want to maybe experience. I want to have a flight from my city to maybe Bali, right? The tourism attraction, the place. In a flight, I don't think so. So maybe just say that I want to experience. I want to have a flight, right? From maybe my city to somewhere else. Okay. Because it's like in a plane, but not in a flight, I think. Jason, number 12, runway. Runway for the planes.
Runway is a very large place.
Very large, actually long, right? Long enough for the planes to get ready to start. The next one here is for Delhi economy class, also kind of ticket, yeah, for plane. Delhi number 13.
Economy
class, yeah.
Economy class is not cheap at all.
It's not cheap?
Yeah.
I think it's the cheapest if to compare with other business or the first class ticket or seats. So what's your example with economy class?
Economy class is cheap. Cheaper than first class.
First class for sure. Okay, even cheaper than business class tickets. Benicia number 14. Finally, it's an adjective. Eventually.
I finally caught a fish.
I finally caught a fish. Okay, nice. Alien number 15.
I want to sit in the cockpit.
Okay, so it means that you want to be a pilot, right? Only
No.
pilots? No,
No.
just like an experience. Maybe
Yeah.
you go to, maybe one day that we can have the chance that we go to Vindon International Airport, and then we have like a journey, right? There, like a just visit, and maybe they let us visit or like see how cockpit looks like. Yeah. No, you don't want to be a pilot. No? Not sure? No. You alien. Laurie, number 16, about more about the flight, but here is the person, the people who work on a plane, flight attendants.
Um,
Do you want this job in the future?
yeah.
Okay, so how can we say that?
I want to be a flight attendant
In the future, that's right.
in the future.
Good English or other languages, and then also have to like not afraid of traveling on air. Right. Yeah.
What?
Like you have to be not afraid of traveling on plane all the time, because some people, they don't feel confident or easy when they travel by plane, right? For example, they have something with their ears, yeah. Because you know that flight attendants usually just walk, right, back and forth to serve the passengers during the flight, yeah, like on the ground. So, and of course, I think that we can practice. All right, Jason, number 17, life vest.
A life vest will save your life.
Properly. Dudley, number 18, ticket.
Ticket.
Ticket. It's very easy.
You need to you need to have money to buy ticket.
You need to have money to buy tickets. That's right. Or maybe actually before,
Movie ticket.
during SEA Games, right?
Yeah.
In your city, that you could get free tickets for to go to the stadium to watch football matches, right?
Yeah.
Free tickets. Sometimes people give free tickets, but yes, usually you need money to buy tickets. That's right. Number 19 is for Benicia. Carousel sounds like a French. You remember that when you go on the plane and then you have a lot of luggage, right? You cannot just carry. It's not carry on luggage, and then you have to wait, right?
I need to put a lot of stuff into the carousel.
Carousel.
I need to put a lot of stuff in the carousel.
Carousel, or you said that, when after I landed, I had to wait for my luggage at the carousel. The
Okay.
last one, yeah, alien.
Blimp.
Blimp.
I
A small balloon.
Wow.
Balloon, sorry.
I want to shoot that blimp with the snipe.
I want to say it
Shoot
once again.
that blimp with this knife. I
Blimp.
want to shoot that blimp with this knife.
Still like up and down. I couldn't hear like the whole sentence. Can you say it once again? I want
to shoot that blimp with this knife.
shoot. You mean shoot?
Shoot.
Use the gun to shoot it.
Snipe.
Blimp.
Blimp.
Okay.
This knife.
I think it's for traveling. Is it right? Is it for traveling?
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So that is it. So we take a short break, maybe about 10 minutes. Then after that, you get back to the reading.
and then
Our
end.
flights. Yeah. With Mr. Trevor. All right. Break time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
I'll tell you guys again, the most important thing at your age right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Right now.
It is right now. The most important thing in your
Now.
education is learn how to use computers very, very good. Learn how to program. You know, you take extra classes at night for math. You take extra classes at night for English. Computer programming, computer coding. If you are a smart kid, as a young adult, and you're smart with computers, you have so many doors that open up. So, example, you're a smart kid. You can speak English. And you can program and code. Oh my God.
Doing a hacker.
Hacker.
Hackers.
And hack the bank.
Hacking.
Hackers are
take
very,
money.
very smart people. They are. They have to be smart.
And
to
take
be
money.
hackers. Yeah, well, that's great for a story and fun and telling jokes, but I mean, that's not what you want to do for a living. All hackers eventually get caught and go to prison or end up having to work for the government. So the future of a hacker is not very smart. So, but I tell you, I tell you now, I tell you, the next time you look at taking another night class, get an IT guy, get a programmer, get a coder, learn how to build computers. And it
I
will
only
give
have
you
a phone.
it will give you superpowers in the
tablet.
future.
No, I
I
only
have
have
a
a
tablet.
phone.
Yeah, well, you're in an English class now. Why can't you be in a coding class? Why can't you be in a programming class?
Hacking class.
Well, you go hacking class then, whatever you want to call it.
Hacking class?
But learn how to use computers and how to build them. Learn the hardware, learn the software, learn the programming, learn the coding. It gives you a superpower.
A superpower, kind of what superpower?
I mean, an intelligent superpower. Because that's the kind of intelligence you need in this world in another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You know, it's just like what parents told kids 100 years ago. You need to
100
learn,
years ago?
you need to learn how to read and write. If you know how to read and write, you're going to be very successful because most people
I know how
did it.
to read and write.
Well, you do. I said 100 years ago. My grandparents, things like that. When they were kids, reading, writing, who needs that? Let's farm. Let's grow potatoes. We don't need none of that. They didn't see the future, the technology and education in universities. They didn't see that then, right? But my grandparents' generation, right? The grandparents' generation, 100 years ago, the kids who learned how to read and write became very successful. Today's generation, you have to learn to read and write, and you need to learn how to write. That's very important. But today's right
I
now,
know how to
today's can you write a book? Not yet. You need to learn how to write properly. Today, the biggest advantage you have as a kid, learn how to program and learn how to code and learn it now. And it will make your future so different. You don't have to be a programmer or a coder to do that as a full-time job. Maybe you don't like it that way, but you have to understand it for your home, for your own business, for your friends, for your other things that you do in life. You have to understand computers. Soon people will not deal with people. They'll deal with computers when they deal with businesses. You have to understand computers. Mark my words. I'm gonna copy this as a YouTube short and I'm gonna put it on to make it a video. Learn computers. Okay. Any questions?
No.
No.
Any pizza?
No, I need to sleep. I'm tired now.
Any
I have
popcorn?
another class.
You have another class tonight?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
We don't believe you.
Another class with a video game.
No.
IT computer programming.
I need to sleep.
All right. Good night, Alien. Good night,
Good night.
Glory. Good night, Jason.
Daddy? Where's Jason? There's no Jason.
There is no Jason. No face
Yes.
Jason.
Yes, no,
There's Jason left already.
Good night, Dudley.
Yes.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye bye.